How did independent mortgage bankers do in 2024? Well, we have the answer now. The Mortgage Bankers Association reports that IMBs and mortgage subsidies of charter banks posted a net profit of $443 per loan. That's $443 per loan in 2024. And this is a significant improvement over the previous year, 2023, when the average independent mortgage banker lost over $1,000 per loan. So the news is good. And congratulations to all the independent mortgage bankers out there, all the IMBs. Congratulations in going from $1,000 loss per loan to $443 profit per loan. Now, $443 is not nearly enough to stay in the game, but that's still staying above water. And it was hard to get there. It was hard making all those cuts. It was very difficult. But the industry's done it, and it's somewhat healed itself, and now it's profitable. Hopefully the future shows more profit so that companies get a fair return on their investment and risk. But let's look at some of the data from the 2024 Annual Mortgage Bankers Performance Report from the MBA. Here's some just key data. First, the average IMB increased their annual volume to $2.1 billion versus $1.9 billion in 2023. Now that seems really high to me, but it's what the report. It seems to me there's a whole bunch of small companies with a lot less volume. Perhaps consolidation has helped increase this number, but the average IMB did $2.1 billion in 2024. And that reflects a 6.5% growth in production year over year. So good for IMBs. And the profitability, 68% of the firms in the study posted a pre-tax net financial profits versus 36% in 2023. Now let's go back for a second because I want to clarify. These are companies that report to the MBA. And so that average production volume is skewed because typically bigger companies belong to the MBA. Smaller companies can't afford it so much. And that's why that seems so high, because I can tell you the average IMB didn't do anywhere close to 2.1 billion. But of those of the IMBs that are members of the Mortgage Bankers Association, their annual volume went up. And as I said, 68% of them made a profit versus only 36% in 2023. The other good news is refinances have increased for the members of the MBA. The IMB members of the MBA, it's increased to 16% in 2024 versus 11% in 2023. Now, the overall market in 2024 was 27% refinance, and that, of course, includes other platforms like brokers and servicers and people outside of MBA's membership. More good news, the average loan balance for members of the MBA increased to $357,631 in 2024 from $331,437 in 2023. So about a $36,000 increase, which is all good news. So, in general, IMBs are healing themselves. They're back on the road to profitability. The report doesn't state how much of the profit is generated from servicing versus originations. So I'm sure we'll get those numbers. My guess is the bulk of the companies that were profitable in 2024 had servicing income, but we'll get those numbers. But nevertheless, this is good. This is really good for us. Now, before we go, let me just show you Let me show you my favorite. You can see here's the report. But look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this chart right here. This is pre-tax net production income by year. And so you can see, historically, it bounces around, 50 basis points. 50 basis points is kind of the Mendoza line that, a company needs, IMB needs 30 basis points to have long-term profit and the necessary return on investment to cover risk and their investors' appetite to invest. You need about 30 basis points, but really a healthy return is 50 basis points. And you can see over the last 17 years, we've averaged around 50 basis points, right? With a peak of craziness in 2020 where it went up to 157 basis points. and companies as well as loan officers as well as employees got rich. So great, that's great. Then it dropped down to 82 basis points in 2021, nearly falling in half, and then bam, the ice plunge happened in 2022, where on average companies lost 13 basis points per loan, and then smack in 2023, that went to 37 basis points. So it's a great sign that we're eking out 10 basis points, but I can tell you 10 basis points doesn't even cover the risk, doesn't cover the taxes. So we definitely need to keep striving towards more profit. I'll tell you, I did a post on this in LinkedIn today, so please check out my LinkedIn. I will put a post to this article below, but the news is great. We're heading the right direction. We're getting through the storm. Keep fighting. Make sure that we're still managing expenses, that we're building scale, and that we are making necessary investments in the future. With that, I appreciate you giving me some of your time. I hope you're having a great day. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks so much.